Salutations, how you doing? Thought I'd try something new for the intro here, but this is another episode of Movie Stop, and as you can tell, there was no footage of me going to the mall or going to the movies to see Mufasa or Sonic the Hedgehog 3, mostly because I didn't get the chance to go see him today. I decided to watch the NFL games as well as the games in the college football playoff first round, and needless to say, I probably regretted those decisions because, for one thing, most of the college football playoff first round games were not very good. In fact, it makes me question why they even bothered to do that. But Clemson and Texas wasn't bad, though. And then, of course, the NFL games where obviously the Chiefs were going to be better than the Texans, who are basically just sleepwalking until they make the playoffs. Well, they're in the playoffs, but they literally can't clinch anything else. They've clinched the AFC South. They can't move up any further than where they are now. So why even bother play the rest of the season? Which is pretty much you can say for the Steelers now, because they're just accepting that we've got nothing else left in the tank until we get to the playoffs. And even then, they're probably not going to do anything because, good Lord, that was such a mess today. Like, don't get me wrong. I knew there was probably a chance they were going to lose that game. I even predicted they were going to lose that game. But the way they lost it, just another December to remember for the Steelers. And like I said before, I would not be shocked at all if the Steelers do the exact same thing the Texans are doing. They just lose every game, just sleepwalk through the rest of the season, and then get to the playoffs and then be one and done like they usually do, because that's apparently what the new norm is here. But that's not what I'm here to talk about here. I'm here to talk about some of the stuff I've gotten over the last couple of weeks. It's been a while since I've actually gotten some new movies to show you, but the last week or so, most of them have finally come in the mail today, so I can finally show you some stuff that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks. And, yeah, a couple movies here, mostly new releases and stuff that I've been wanting to get for a while now. I've been waiting to get my hands on a lot of this stuff here, so I'll just run through these pretty quickly, because we can get through these real quick. This is pretty much all I'm going to talk about here, but start off with one of my favorite movies of the year, if not a close tie with Inside Out 2 for my favorite movie of the year. And that is, of course, The Wild Robot. I love this movie. I was really glad I got to see it in theaters back in September. One of my favorite movies of the year, very high up there, close to number one. Like, it really is tough right now for me to choose between Inside Out 2 and The Wild Robot. I love both of these movies so much. I might do something pretty bold and daring with my number one pick when I finally do my best of the year list at the end of the month. But regardless, this is still a fantastic movie. A really good movie directed by Chris Sanders, who gave us Lilo and Stitch, as well as How to Train Your Dragon. And just a really good movie, a really good heartfelt story, really good animation. Maybe DreamWorks' best movie in general. And that's tough to say because they've made a lot of really great movies. This one is very much high up there with the best ones, and I'm really looking forward to watching this one again. I've already watched it several times. Like I said, one of my favorite movies of the year, very high up there. Can't recommend this one enough. We're getting into one that came out this week, actually, and I was able to find it online on eBay for cheaper than it is in stores. And I'm glad I got to see this one when I got to see it in theaters in October. Piece by Piece, the Pharrell Williams is documentary that's made entirely out of Legos, and really, I did not expect this to be as amazing as it was. I expected it to be good, but this is really one of the best movies of the year that probably none of you have really gotten to see. I know some people have seen it, but not a whole lot of it, because it really did come and go at the box office. But man, if you haven't seen it, you need to check this out, especially if you love the other Lego movies. This really is a delightfully fun movie. It's a really great movie that really plays with the fact that it's a Lego movie, and it really gives these Lego movies new life to them and gives them a new opportunity to branch out and do something that's completely different from the original Lego movies that Warner Brothers did, because this is the first one released by Universal under that deal they had almost 5 years ago, I think it was, when they announced the deal. But this is a really good movie. I really enjoyed this a lot. It really took me by surprise. Like, of all the things I was not expecting to see in this movie, I was not expecting to see stuff like Lego Black Lives Matter, and also a Lego... Was there a Lego Martin Luther King Jr. in here too? I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a couple months since I've seen the movie, but I really enjoyed the movie a lot. But it's just a bold movie. It's a really fun movie that plays a lot with the benefit of the Legos in general. I mean, the back of it is that image alone is like, if that doesn't make you want to see these movies, then you probably wouldn't enjoy this. But this is a really good movie. One of my favorite movies of the year. I was really glad I got to see it in theaters when I did. I'm really looking forward to watching this one again, that's for sure. This was a surprise because I had no idea that this was coming out, but then I went to Walmart and I saw this and some other A24 movies, and I didn't have a physical copy of this one. I was waiting for it, and it finally came. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. This came out about 2 years ago, 2022. Was one of my favorite movies of that year. I think it was in my honorable mentions, but it's a really good movie, man. I mean, this little guy right here is so charming, and this movie just has a sweetness to it that just works so well. Jenny Slate from Saturday Night Live and Bob's Burgers plays Marcel. She's great in this role, and the movie is just so much fun. It's a lighthearted, fun film that knows exactly how to entertain everybody. This is being directed by the same guy, too, that's doing the Lilo and Stitch remake for Disney, which that's the only reason I'm really looking forward to it, because that guy made this movie, and I'm hoping for the best in that movie. I'm hoping it works because this movie works so well. I mean, how can you pass on that little guy? How can you really pass on that guy? But yeah, this is a really good movie. And like I said, they had a whole bunch of different A24 exclusives. Like, they had, like, the books that you get online. They had one for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I was going to get, but I decided to hold back on it. Hopefully, when I go to Walmart next, it'll still be there. Because it was $50, and this was only $25, if I'm not mistaken. But the fact that I have a physical copy of this now makes me very, very happy. I really enjoyed this movie when it came out a few years ago. I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out again. And now we get to the Steelbooks, and I promised that I would show you this when I got it, and 2 weeks ago, it finally did come. I finally got the Alien Romulus Steelbook. It's not the best Steelbook overall, but I like the design. I like the characters from the movie in front of it, as well as the alien there. And yeah, I think the regular Blu-ray version of this, the cover looks a lot better because it's the poster artwork, but this is a really good movie. This was a movie that really was what I thought it was going to be when I first saw the trailers for it. When I saw it was directed by the guy that did Don't Breathe and Evil Dead remake. Just a really good return to form for the Alien movies with a lot of really great stuff in here. This is the most excited I've seen for an Alien movie since Aliens. But just get you excited for what they're going to do going forward with this. And they are working on another movie with this director involved, Fede Alvarez, and I really can't wait to see what he does with that. I can't wait to see the new Aliens show on Hulu next year from the guy who did Fargo. But really cool looking steelbook. I haven't been able to find it in stores, but I was able to get it online. Had to get it. And last but certainly not least here, let me go ahead and there we go. This is something that also just came out recently, and you want to talk about movies that did not get the proper respect they deserve. Piece by Piece was one of them. Here's another one, Transformers 1, which came out in late September. Kind of came and went. I mean, nobody went to go see this movie, and The Wild Robot kind of overshadowed it. But, man, I got to see this on the same day I saw The Wild Robot. I'm glad I did because, man, this movie is friggin' amazing. Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime is great. The main breakout is Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, and you just see this building into what he'll eventually become, the villain of the storyline, and just his arc in this movie is so damn good. Keegan-Michael Key and Scarlett Johansson as Bumblebee, and also, who is Scarlett Johansson in this? I can't remember. Alita 1. I can't even remember if she was actually called that in the movie, but then again, she had to have been called that, but yeah, Scarlett Johansson and Keegan-Michael Key are good, but Brian Tyree Henry really is the big breakout star of this movie. Chris Hemsworth, I was a little cautiously pessimistic about him being Optimus Prime, but when I saw him in the movie, man, like the transformation of him from the character he plays in the beginning to where he goes at the end, like you really do believe that these two guys would eventually become Optimus Prime and Megatron. And directed by the guy who did Toy Story 4, which I still think that's a great movie overall, but yeah, definitely not as good as the regular trilogy, but this is a really good movie, and one that I really hope gets more attention as the years go on. It was not a big box office hit. It was kind of came and went, but the people who really love this movie really love this movie, and I really am one of those people that really loves this movie. This isn't going to be in my honorable mentions list for the best movies of the year. I mean, this is really good. The steelbook for this is absolutely amazing. Just had to get my hands on it. It was so cool looking. I have the other Transformers movies on steelbook. Just not much more you could say about this movie, man. Definitely check this one out if you haven't seen it. Transformers 1. So that is the stuff that I know is here now. I ordered some more stuff over the last week or so, and that should be coming within the next couple of days. So next time we meet here on Movie Stop, it'll definitely be something I'll show off to you, because I've got some really cool things I've ordered online. But besides that, that's about it for this particular episode. I know this is really just a really quick episode, just showing off some of the stuff that I have here. Before we go, actually, there was a story I did want to bring up here because it was one of the big stories around town this week, and of course, the mall I always go to is the Monroeville Mall in Pittsburgh. This near Pittsburgh, and this is where the mall is. The mall famously known for Dawn of the Dead. It made news this week because it is going up for sale. That was one of the big stories this week. The company that owns the mall, CBL Properties, has actually put the shopping complex up for sale. And as it says here in this article I'm reading here, it's a 187-acre property that includes the main mall building, the adjacent strip mall, an expansion near the front entrance, as well as the stores Best Buy and Firestone. And I mean, really, I like going to that mall a lot, but I will not be the first to admit that, yeah, it is definitely a mall that needs a lot of refurbishment. I mean, I've gone to like Ross Park Mall, South Hills Village, West Woodland Mall. Those are malls that are still very much have a good assortment of stores and stores that are still places that are still building for the future. And Monroeville Mall, like a lot of their stores, if you go into that mall nowadays, there's definitely a lot less anchor stores than there used to be. Like back in the heyday, you used to have places like the Disney Store, Radio Shack, the Warner Brothers Studio Store, Kaufman's, and you don't really get a whole lot of those anymore, unfortunately. But with the new ownership coming in here, hopefully they can turn the tide around. And so, yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic to where they go from there. I just wanted to bring that up because that was a story that came out this week. And, yeah, just wanted to bring that up to your attention. I'll leave the article down below so you can actually read more about it, of what they're planning on doing with the selling of it. They're selling a lot of area down there. The hotel next to the Steel City Convention Center, that just got bought out by the Grace Life Church, and I guess they're going to let them still use the hotels for like the celebrities and all that, but like I said, that's something that you can read more about below, but I just wanted to bring that up before we head on out of here. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for another Movie Stop episode, or maybe even tomorrow, because I'm going out tomorrow, but there might be there might be a bonus episode tomorrow, but so be on the lookout for that. Maybe. We'll see what happens, but in the meantime, if you did like what you see and you want to see more videos like this, check out some of the other episodes I've done. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. So let me be the first to tell you Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, because this will be the last time this will more than likely be the last time I do a Movie Stop episode before the holidays. So with all that said, hope you have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care.